What up, people? Coach V, New Breed Boxing. Your coach can't fight for you. Your coach can't win for you. If you haven't already done so, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so we know you out there. So what do I mean by this? Perfect example. One time I was coaching somebody in the Golden Gloves in New York. And it was my first time coaching somebody through this tournament. We had won a couple of fights. We were going up against another guy who had won all his fights by knockout. His coach was a retired, famous, world champion fighter, came from a well-known place. All the energy was on their side. The officials and some of the people in the, in the event were trying to get in our head, like, the buck stops here, you guys had a good run, but it's game over now, you know what I mean? That was probably the easiest fight we had in the whole tournament. When they first came out, they had the crowd with them. They were arrogant, they were overconfident. And when it was all said and done, all I saw was a couple of embarrassed dudes that looked like they couldn't wait to get up out of there in a hurry. That was not a surprise to me. I was watching the kid. I don't get caught up in the hype. I don't get caught up in anybody's mystique. I tell my guys, treat everybody the same. You don't underestimate them, you don't overestimate them. You do your homework beforehand. The law of averages, it'll owe you victory. I agree with that philosophy. Don't get me wrong, in a close decision, if it went to a decision, I guess on a political note, who that person is could hold a little bit of weight and result in a robbery, but in our case, thankfully we got the knockout. But aside from that, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some guys do have good systems, but at the end of the day, it's not tag team wrestling. The coach couldn't come out if he was doing bad and take the helm and take over and fight for him. The job of the coach is to fundamentally perfect his fighter in the gym as much as possible, eliminate all his mistakes, and then in action, before, during, and after the fight, try to protect him by seeing all the obstacles, keeping him as clear-minded as possible, and making him just fully aware of what he needs to be doing tactically, strategically, and giving him the motivation all in the right dosage, so that this way he goes out and performs as much like a machine as possible. And we get mission success, and we go home and we get ready for the next one. That's the ultimate objective of the fighter and the coach together. Like I said, I've seen, some coaches that, like me, myself, at that point in my coaching journey, I wasn't well known at all. I was very new. But I had enough knowledge to prepare my guy. I felt like we had enough going for ourselves to take it to him. And I told him to go for the knockout early. And, that wasn't the last time we did that. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. And you win some, you lose some. You don't know if that guy was doing a favor for somebody, the coach. You don't know if he's having a bad day. There is no guarantees in fighting. It really comes down to the, like they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. The coach only has so much control over the situation, and then the rest is up to the fighter. So as long as the coach did everything he did, in the pre-fight setup, and he did, everything as far as the preparation is concerned properly, the rest is up to the fighter, and winning or losing will be determined by how much he wants it. And that's the bottom line. So for you new guys going into these tournaments, you're going to come across guys that have legendary backgrounds and affiliations with people, and they have a mystique with them. And like I said, that doesn't guarantee anything. And to be honest with you, I've seen a lot more of those guys be duds just because they were overconfident than not. So yes, like I said, in the close decision, they might try to edge out, the political side of it in their favor. But aside from that, don't worry about none of that, man. You show up, you treat everybody the same. Like I said, don't overestimate them, don't underestimate them. just come out, perform like a machine. Do your best to take them out. You know what I'm saying? If you can't take them out, put on such a performance that there won't be any doubt as to who was the real one in control. And that's that. Hope you found this informative. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. Go check out my Instagram, coach.v_. Hit the DM too. I got some coaching programs coming out, some online stuff we're working on. And that's about it. Also, if you got any good stories, man, about any fights that you had where, you know, you were going up against somebody with a big reputation or whatever, and you pulled that 180 on them, I want to hear about it. Anyway, hope you found this informative. Till the next time, we up out of here. Out.